Plaintiff Lauren Levette says the defendant is her cousin, and every year at Thanksgiving, the two of them would get in a physical fight. Lauren's suing her cousin today because she totaled her car and failed to pay for it. Defendant Candela Ballou says Lauren's jealous of her, and that's why she tries to fight Candela at every family function. Candela refuses to pay Lauren anything because she's been sending her threatening text messages.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Let's start with you.
Well, this is my distant cousin that should have remained a distance, Your Honor.
Even further down the line now, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. I remember growing up, we used to be at the family get-togethers fighting and cracking each other in the head.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was good times.
I mean, everyone, each other, or
No,
just you and her?
just me and her. Every Thanksgiving, it was a fight. Thanksgiving.
How different in age are you?
She's like a year and a half older than me.
And why do you think you all were so angry with each other all the time?
I don't know. I don't know why we were so angry. I don't know if she liked my dog or what. I just remember it.
Started?
Yeah,
Anything used to start it?
Anything used to start it. We were just messing with each other, being little kids, and we would fight with each other. But
At what age?
We were probably like about 8 or something like that. We were really young, and
Okay.
as we got to
you
be
all stopped at that age.
yeah. Then as we got older, kind of got a little bit more distant. So. Pretty much, tried to reconnect with her as we got older. I wanted to kind of reconnect with some of the distant family members, and that's pretty much what led us to being here today. I feel like, she's not really a good example. She used to try to help me watch my daughter. When she would watch my daughter for me, my daughter be oversleeping, missing school, and she was supposed to be watching her so I could work. That was the purpose. So it was very unhelpful. Her kids.
How long ago was that?
That was last year, during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much it just was very unhelpful, I just feel like she chooses a different lifestyle than I like to be around, honestly. I feel like everybody she hang around low life. I feel like her boyfriend a low life.
Get over.
He got tattoos all over his face.
Let's not go with his appearance. What is his
That ain't got
lifestyle?
nothing to do with our
Not his
situation.
appearance. Does he have a low life lifestyle?
Like he doesn't work. She tried to tell me he was on the low. Like he I don't know, they had a lot of relationship problems. He originally, was talking to me about the situation we here for, but
I guess his values and morals determine.
Yeah, he lacked values and morals.
Pardon?
I feel like he lacked values and morals.
Okay.
Not a stand-up type of guy.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let me hear some background, ma'am, from you.
Technically, she's lying. She jealous of me. I don't know why. And I helped her out during COVID with her daughter. I used to do her daughter
What do
hair.
you think she's jealous of?
I don't know, but
What
she
gives you that?
right about
You
the
ain't gotta
family.
lie.
Hold on, man.
She
Why would
right
you say that then?
because every time we used to go to family functions, she used to try to fight me. I don't know
When did
why.
it stop? When did it stop?
I don't know. I used to live with my aunt, so probably like around when we was 8 or 10 or something like that.
So you think she's still jealous since
Maybe.
8 years old?
Maybe. I don't know, because I haven't talked to
Maybe.
her.
If you can't accuse nobody of something and not have a reason for saying it. Let's move on.
I feel like she's jealous because all the negative stuff she just said about me, like, you ain't have to bring...
Jealous of what, though?
I don't know. The way
Okay,
I look,
well, stop saying it. Move on. What do you want to say? Nothing? What's your claim about? Be quiet. Nobody want to talk to you no more. Don't want to talk to you. Right. $3,800 is the balance due on the car. What happened here?
Well, pretty much I decided to help her out. Once we got older, my life kind of became different. I was one of them kids. I ended up getting put out by my mom when I was in high school.
What do you think she's jealous of? Your looks?
Jealous? I would be jealous of her. I got my stuff going on.
You think you look better or something?
Yeah, I look good. We got some of the same genes, but I got the good parts of it,
So she should be jealous of you.
She should be,
Not the opposite.
Yeah, there it go.
All right.
There it go. But, like I said, I wanted to...
Most men choose based on looks.
There it go.
Unfortunately.
Luckily I ain't choosing them. She could have all of them.
All right.
But pretty much I called myself helping people. I had a extra car, and it still had a car note due. She knew originally it still had a car note due. She agreed to take over the payments of the car. So pretty much,
When?
January 25th this year. On January 25th, we got the car from the.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 2014 Chevy Sonic LT.
Okay.
I provided. I paid for the SM radio. I paid for the insurance. I didn't even charge the full amount of the car note. I just didn't want them coming after me. Honestly, I was trying to help. Cause honestly, I know how it feel if they need some help.
First time I heard that.
Yeah, that's why we here today. Hopefully, it's the last time you hear something like that. But
and so, tell me what happened as a result.
So January 25th, I gave her the car, and she was supposed to make weekly payments of $100, and her goal was to keep the car by the end of it. And pretty much on February 12th, not even a month later, I got a call from her telling me the car been impounded because she double parked it. And then we went and got the car back on the 12th. Then on the 16th, she totaled my car and left it on the other side of town, Your Honor. That's why we here. This is my distant cousin that should have remained a distant, Your Honor.
Even further down the line now, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. I remember growing up, we used to be at the family get-togethers fighting and cracking each other in the head.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was good times.
I mean, everyone, each other, or just you and her?
Just me and her.
Plaintiff Lauren Levette is suing her cousin, who claims Lauren has been sending her threatening text messages.
And obviously stopped paying.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing since. I ain't got nothing, and I'm upset because they was just giving away money.
You put your credit at risk.
Yeah, they was giving away money. She ain't giving me nothing. I ain't getting nothing, Your Honor.
Let me hear from you, ma'am.
You ain't getting nothing because the way you kept coming at me, you was talking to me negative, crazy.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. You don't want to tell me about the case. You want to respond to what give me your defense to the case.
Yeah, I totaled her car. I agreed to pay her, but when she started texting me negative stuff and talking to me crazy, I just stopped.
What was she texting negative stuff?
Well, she was calling me on the phone and talked to me reckless. And after I heard all the conversation she was telling me, I just stopped.
Like what?
I blocked her.
Like what?
Telling me how she was gonna pull up to my house and just do stuff to my house and stuff.
What? You keep saying stuff and can't even back up what you said. You can't even give an example.
She's threatening me.
I'm gonna let you go get your sleep.
Thank you.
Doing all that. You have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you. I didn't want to have to take my family to court. I wanted us to reconnect, but that never happened again.
I was paying you.
You messed up my credit. You owe me money. You know you
threatened me, and I still agreed to pay you. And you still trying to threaten me.
I had to do what I had to do. I had to sue.
What you mean?
I had to do what I had to do. I had to sue. Like you said, you giving me credit, maybe no. You should have been paid me, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
All right, whatever.
Plaintiff Geraldine Broxton was married to the defendant, but she claims his crack addiction broke her. Geraldine claims throughout their marriage, the defendant sold anything he could get his hands on to support his drug addiction, and she's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Sam Smith admits he was a drug addict, but says he and Geraldine had other issues in their marriage, including in the bedroom. Sam insists he's been clean for 60 days, and he feels Geraldine is suing him prematurely.
Start with you.
So, what brings me here today is, unfortunately, Sam and I spent almost 20 years together, and his addiction broke me. It broke me down from the woman that I was, and unfortunately, I could never imagine that you could allow somebody else to hurt you, or something, it wasn't him, to hurt you and take your life away as you know it. I watched him.
When did he start using? How long after you all came together?
When I met him, he was in rehab.
Rehab? With
my brother, my eldest brother, who's now deceased.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he was when I met him, but I never thought that after 20 years of being together that we would still be in the same place as the day we met. I thought that he was going to clean himself up and he'd get himself together.
How many times did he go to rehab?
This last time he told me, I didn't even realize I lost count. He told me it was his 7th time.
How many?
7.
That's about the number I seen it at work.
7 is completion.
I never looked at it that way.
The number 7 scripturally, it means
A
completion.
couple of people I've known, that's what happened. The 7th time is when it worked. Isn't that something?
I thank
7th
God
time.
to right
See, I don't come down on people as much if they've done all that. I mean, you sound like you have compassion.
I do.
I do too. If you've gone to rehab for 7, you know how I talk about people. I'll call them crackheads. But if you've been trying and you've been in recovery and you've been doing your best, then you're a recovering addict, and I have compassion for you. And if you've gone 7 times, if you've even gone 3 times, you're doing your best. And so you want to give me some descriptions of what's been going on. So from day 1, how often would you see a relapse in him from like day 1 for every year? How often
No, it went from a weekly to monthly, then it was just regular. Thursday to Sunday, gone. Sell everything that he had. Never my stuff. Anything that I bought for him, because we both love to shop. I admit that. I buy him shoes, gone. Clothes, gone. Anything that he could put his hands on.
Sold them or smoked them up?
Sold them to.
Oh.
Sold them. Gone. There's been occasions where he's even pawned his vehicle.
He what?
Pawned his vehicle. Lent it out. What do they call it?
That was the only sense of pride, huh?
To him, I guess for him, because he loves his vehicle, he was one of those men that would be out there rubbing on it every Sunday, whenever he could. And for him to pawn his vehicle for a hit, it must have been pretty bad.
How he pawned it without an antenna?
Pawn it without an antenna? No, he would let the dope man use it.
You don't know nothing about getting high, see. You take the antenna off of the car and you use it as a
new cars don't have antennas, Your Honor.
Huh?
The new cars don't have those kind of
What
antennas.
you gotta do with a new car? He ain't smoking that much crack if he got a new car. Leave this man alone. Man got a brand new car. He keeps him a new car. And you sharp, leave this man alone. He taking care of his business. He's smoking. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's brought a lot of pain to you, so but I'm trying to lighten it up. Pardon?
In all of that, I'm glad to say that today, he's 30 days clean, and I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. 60.
All right.
I only know him for the last couple of weeks, so I'm sorry. I didn't want to stump on your parade. I
Good.
didn't mean
You sound like you have compassion.
I do.
I do too. If you've gone to rehab for 7, you know how I talk about people. I'll call them crackheads. But if you've been trying and you've been in recovery and you've been doing your best, then you're a recovering addict, and I have compassion for you.
Plaintiff Geraldine Broxton was married to the defendant, but she claims his crack addiction tore them apart.
Is he knocking back on the door?
He's, Your Honor, he's never stopped knocking on my door.
Oh, there you go. You let him in?
No. Not in the last 2 years. No.
Not in the last what? 2 weeks? 2 days?
2 years.
Oh, I'm just having fun with
it. It hurt too much. It's
to
too
see the same thing
much.
happen.
Yeah, it literally broke me. It took me
Your spirit and your
everything. It took everything that I had to walk away from him this past time. Yeah. It took everything I had, because you love somebody so much, you can't watch anymore. I was scared to death that the police were going to ring my doorbell and tell me that he was dead. I've lost another husband already. Not to drugs, but he died. My son's father, he just died. Every man that I've been with in my life, they're gone. I've only had 3. He's the 3rd. And I did not want to be the one that they came to tell that he was gone. So no, I can't I can't watch anymore. I can't see it anymore. I can't live it anymore. It's too much. The addiction is too much. And any woman in the world, or man, if you're watching somebody go through it, save yourself because you can't save them. You can't.
You all listening? Can't save somebody unless they want to save themselves. That's why when folks come in here and, Judge, can you help my son? Can you help my daughter? Can you help put him in treatment? Can you help put him in rehab? And the person never even admits to getting high. I said, nope, can't be helped. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try and help somebody who don't want to be helped. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to help you get him in rehab. When he's ready, tell him to call us, or she's ready, tell her to call us. But no, it's a waste of time trying to help someone who's not interested in helping themselves, who is severely addicted to drugs. Wasting your time. They have to hit bottom, as they say in recovery world. And then that's when they'll open themselves up to receiving help. So hope folks are understanding. You will let it eat you up. You will let it bring you down. So the best thing you can do is pray for them and wait on them to change.
Yep.
And when they change,
that's one thing I did
give them
do
a
right.
chance. You can give them some incremental chances. Don't even go all the way in then. You got to have a few years, in my opinion, before you go all the way in.
Yep.
Let them get a few years under their belt. So 2 times 365.
730.
730. So just subtract 60.
670.
So you got
Ronnie, he ain't gonna
670
wait
more days.
Your Honor, now
and then y'all can get back together.
I could wait for him that long, but knowing the man that I love, that ain't gonna happen.
In terms of him relapsing with
No, not relapsing. He's proven to me before that he can stay clean. And the path that he's on, I believe that God has him.
So if he's clean for 2 years, why wouldn't you give him another chance?
Because he also likes women a lot.
What a man gotta have something. You don't want to have no crack. You don't want to have no women. What can he have?
I think he should.
Orange juice.
Orange juice. There you go.
We making light of it, but okay. Let me hear from you, sir.
Well, when we first got married, she didn't want to change her name. You know.
That's true.
That hurt me deeply. And so, that alone.
What year was that?
2004, was it? I think it was 2004.
In my defense, Your Honor, when I got married to him, I was still very much in mourning from my first husband. As a matter of fact, I said to him recently, I told him the truth, I was not prepared to marry anyone at that time. I was vulnerable. I was weak. I shouldn't have. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I take some of the blame for what happened and how long we was together.
Oh, God.
Because I shouldn't.
Finally.
What did you do wrong?
I married when I was still in mourning for my first husband.
Okay. And you say finally. Is that what you were waiting to understand?
Yeah, I was waiting on her to say that finally in all these years. She finally did it.
I can't watch anymore. I can't see it anymore. I can't live it anymore. It's too much. The addiction is too much. And any woman in the world, or man, if you're watching somebody go through it, save yourself because you can't save them. You can't.
You all listening?
Plaintiff Geraldine Broxton was married to the defendant, but she claims his crack addiction tore them apart.
What did you hear her say that you've been waiting to hear?
That she is. Some of that was her fault of our marriage. I heard her
say one thing. So what other things are there? All I heard her say is that she shouldn't have gotten into a serious relationship while she was grieving.
It's numerous of things. It's sex. It's numerous of things.
Sex. I mean, you're not willing and ready to make love to nobody if you feel like.
Who you think you talking to?
That's just
your sex is with that pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that's your wife. You know you can't do nothing when you're on crack. The crack pipe is your wife.
Yeah, he blamed me for that.
You know I know that, ma'am. You can't even perform. That's the best way to put it. You can't perform high off crack.
But, Your Honor, I would hold out for months.
All right, well, I had no order. We'll stop while we're
Months.
Nonetheless, sir, I don't know what you're talking about there with no sex. And you threw me off when you talked about women. It can't be too many women around. The woman is that pipe. It's either one or the other. He's either going with a woman or he's going with the pipe. You can't do both.
I have found...
Now they get high together. Him and the woman might smoke crack together.
Yes, that has happened. Exactly. That is what has happened.
Okay.
That is what I've
they ain't
seen
kissing
and
nothing
been
but
told.
that crack pipe. All right. So, what else you want to tell me, sir? You heard her say that it might have been premature, even getting married because she was still in mourning.
Yeah. Well, I think it was premature for her to sue me, because I had 3 strokes last year. And that, with the corona and everything, nobody came to see me. I thought thought it was all over then,
But he had 3 strokes, but he was working.
Yeah, but I wasn't working.
You was working up until May when you stopped paying this bill.
I was halfway working because I was still on drugs.
You do know the crack use contributes to strokes?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why after I had the strokes, after a while I was halfway working, and then I almost had another one because I was still using. So I couldn't pay the bills. And this last time, the reason I couldn't pay the bills, I paid them up for that whole year.
Let me say something to you. From what I'm hearing, you sound like many crack addicts, not even recovering addicts. Recovering addicts talk a little different than you do. You sound as if you feel people have done you wrong. Some of them done to you. Child, knew you. I'm glad you finally admitting that you did something. I had 2 strokes because of my crack addiction, and ain't nobody helped me. I can't pay because I don't have no money. Everything wrong with you is probably due to your crack addiction. So look in the mirror before you try and talk about anything somebody is doing or not doing to you. That's what crack addicts who have not been successful in their recovery do. I got on crack because of what she said to me. I heard you trying to say that in the beginning. Nobody's responsible for your condition other than you.
No, I've been know that.
Well, it sounded like you were getting
No, that's the way you took it. That's the way you took it.
Now you
That don't sound like that. No, I'm not combative. That's just the way you took it. I'm telling the truth. Because I'm saved today. So I'm just telling you the truth.
Let me let you explain it again then. When you referred to her causing you one of the things.
You took it wrong, sir.
I'm asking you to explain it then.
No, you took it wrong. I was just letting you know what happened.
Don't raise your voice at me. If you say I took it wrong,
you took it wrong.
Explain it to me right.
I just let you know. That's all right. That's all right. You're right.
Okay, good. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I got to give you credit on that
one. Good.
You got 60 days. Keep going. Stay with God. Do not give up. Do not look back. Look forward. I'm serious.
God bless her and everybody in here. And that's all I have to say.
Plaintiff Steve Laird was a substitute teacher, and after his house burned down, the defendant, a student at the school where he taught, helped him out, and they became friends. However, Steve's suing him today for unpaid loans and emotional distress. Defendant J.T. Miller says he grew up in a small town, riddled with drugs and crime, and he wanted to go down a different path. JT admits Steve helped him out a lot, but he says whenever JT can't hang out, Steve starts harassing him, so he's countersuing.
Start with you.
When I was 16, I came home from school and found out all my belongings had been thrown out into the driveway. I found out that my father had done it, and to this day I don't know the reason why. But I had to learn responsibility and grow up real quick.
He never told you why? You asked him and he never told you?
Several people asked. The minister.
Did you ask him?
And I asked.
And what did he say? I'm not telling you.
He refused to say anything.
Okay.
Defendant J.T. Miller says he and the plaintiff were close, but whenever J.T. couldn't help the plaintiff out, the plaintiff would harass him.
So what happened from there, you say, with your life?
In 1996, I became a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
In 2018, I was living in a house that had a flue fire.
A what?
And fire in the flue. We had a wood stove.
Fire in the...
Flue. The duct that goes outside.
Oh, that's...
The fireplace, then the flue goes onto the chimney.
Oh, okay. You had them in the projects.
Fireplaces.
No fireplaces in the project. Learn something. Thank you. And so, once again, what happened with that?
I had several things at the house that needed to be moved into storage.
Mm-hmm.
In school, I put a note up on the board asking for some help to be able to do that. Joseph was one of the people who volunteered to do it, and he got a couple of his friends to help. That day in helping and stuff, I found out Joseph was a real go-getter, responsible young man, and he would help me do things after that. We became close friends and discussed how we'd grown up, and I found our lives were similar.
Let me ask you how the relationship or the friendship occurred.
I grew up in St. Francis County, Missouri, where there's not a lot of stuff to get into except for drugs. I've seen a lot of people go around the bad path. When I was 12 years old, I saw a dead body across the street from my middle school, and it kind of made me realize I didn't want to take the bad route in life.
Good.
Two of my friends they hung out with the wrong crowd, and both of them ended up being murdered this past year. Around that time, I've got a lot of my stuff together. I graduated high school this past year. I've got a job in the Carpenters Union.
Yeah.
Around that time, I met Steve.
Mm-hmm.
When I got close to graduating high school. Steve actually helped me with a lot of stuff, gave me advice in life, and I started helping him anything from his apartment. He was moving out of his apartment, moving out of the house that had burnt down, going to doctor's appointments, anything.
Volunteer or was he paying you?
Sometimes paying me, sometimes I just did it to help out.
Okay.
He reminded me a lot.
Pay him sometime?
I paid him most of the time.
Why didn't you pay him all the time?
I didn't feel I needed to all the time because I was helping him out too.
Okay, well, that's the part I missed. So how did you begin helping him?
I helped him get his bank account.
There you go.
I took him to get his driver's license and his driver's test. I helped him get his first car.
You're saying in terms of advice and maybe going with him to do it?
Yes, okay. I went with him with all those things. I would take him back and forth to work when he was having car problems.
And did you ever expect those things to be paid for that you did and he failed to pay you for?
Well, Your Honor, like I said, me and Steve became close friends. So at certain times, I wasn't always expected being paid. I just took it as helping a friend out.
Okay.
Most of the time, I did expect to be paid.
All right.
But as time went on, he kind of got a little bit too dependent on me. And whenever I wasn't there to help out, he wouldn't be happy that I couldn't help out. Like this last year, I've been a lot more busy since I graduated high school.
And joined the Carpenters apprenticeship program.
Yes, sir. Been
very, very, very great opportunity.
Yes, sir.
So you're in a very good program, and make sure you stick it through because that's a lifetime of stability.
Defendant J.T. Miller says he and the plaintiff were close, but whenever J.T. couldn't help the plaintiff out, the plaintiff would harass him.
And now he's getting irritated. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or bothered by the fact that you're not helping as much, and you're saying I'm not helping as much because I'm creating a much, much, much better opportunity for myself in life. Sir, go ahead.
The irritation I would have when I would be irritated is Joseph would tell me he's coming to help me. He wouldn't bother to tell me that he couldn't make it. I'd be sitting there waiting for him to show up and never hear a word from him.
Did you tell him how much you were paying him before he came, before he agreed to come?
Every time I paid him...
No. I said, when you asked him and he agreed to come, had you told him how much he would be paid when...
No, I had not.
Okay, so that creates that opportunity for people to do a no-call, no-show. Yeah, he may have done it in the past, but perhaps once you saw that once or twice, you should have said, well, maybe I better let him know that he's going to get paid if he comes over here, and start saying to him, Joseph, I give you $100 if you come over and do such and such. And I believe he would come for money. So I think that may have been one of the mistakes. But I don't want to criticize your relationship or the things you did with him. I believe you were a mentor to him. I thank you and congratulate you for being a mentor to him. But by the same token, I just want to make sure we kind of clean up the objectives and the process of mentorship, not just for the folks here today. You know, everything I say, I'm saying it for viewers. So that's all I was saying, is getting to the money part. When you mix that up, that's what you get. And young people, how old are you?
18.
Jeez. I wouldn't have come either.
My son doesn't come. My son doesn't come. And I offer him money up front. Maybe not enough. I was trying to think. Probably in the last 2 weeks. He claims it was a misunderstanding, but I believe it was very clear that we're gonna meet at 7:30. I thought you said we might. So 18, and he's 30.
He's 30.
So 18-year-olds, sir. Let's hear about the loan.
In 2019, July, he wanted to go down to see his father in Tennessee. He asked me if he could borrow $100 so that he would have some money to go down there on that trip. I even drove him halfway down to Tennessee so he could meet his father. In 2020, July again, he wanted to go see his dad, and he asked to borrow $180 that time. Both times he said that he would pay me back. You know, I'm good for it. I'll pay you when I get back home. He has said during his job several times when I would take him back and forth to work, he said, how about if I take $100 out of my paycheck and pay you? Never happened.
What's the emotional distress for?
I'm a substitute teacher on disability, and so every dollar counts. I'm just tired of hearing, I don't have the money, I'll pay you back later, even though he is making money. I think I'm a bill he should be paying me.
I agree. I'm with you 100% on that.
Defendant J.T. Miller says he and the plaintiff were close, but whenever J.T. couldn't help the plaintiff out, the plaintiff would harass him.
Young man, what did he say? What do you say?
Your Honor, since I was 17, I've had my own place, and it's been hard doing things on my own. But I do plan on paying the money back, and I have told him that. But the only time this money gets brought up is when I don't have time to help him. Now, when I have time to help him and I'm over there doing things for him, it's completely out of the picture and it's not a big deal at the time. But as soon as I don't have time to go over there and I'm working a lot, he tends to get more mad about it and come to my house and be yelling about it and stuff like that.
That's your counterclaim for harassment?
Yes, sir.
Let me know the specific instances that you think you should get a judgment for.
Came over there talking about the money, and my girlfriend was outside.
He showed up, or had he told you, I'm coming over to talk to you about this?
I don't remember. Okay. He might have texted me. I don't remember.
He came over.
But he came over and was already mad, and when he banged on the door, I thought that something was wrong or that I didn't know who it was because it was a loud bang. You ever had the cops knock on your door? Real loud?
Yes, I know about police not being as polite as you might expect.
Yes, sir.
So that's what he sounded like, the police banging
Knocking
on the door.
And my girlfriend was outside, and my little sister, she lives with me, so she was in the house. So all three of us come going to the door. My girlfriend's taking the dogs out. He's outside yelling. Usually, if he's mad enough where he's yelling, I'll just say, listen, Steve, just don't.
Usually? How often does he have to yell at you?
Every once in a while.
Go ahead.
Well,
He's 18 years old.
Good point.
Well, usually if he's doing it, I'll just tell him it's not a big deal for me because sometimes I'll deserve it and that's fine with me. But when my girlfriend's outside, it's a different ballgame. So my girlfriend's outside and I asked him, I said, Steve, please don't do that again. Well, she's outside and he kept yelling. So I just went back inside and left it alone, but that's just one example for you right there.
Let me say this. I'm not going to conclude that's harassment. Harassment has to be a little more extreme than that. But I want to make the observation that being a mentor is not something a lot of people do. You don't have a lot of mentors in life. Thank God I had one. And he doesn't sue me for money, but he asks me for money regularly and gets mad if I don't give it to him. Only one in my life that does that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do things as a teaching moment.
That's right. I agree totally. And with me, it's block his number.
Well, sir, he also calls and texts my phone a lot. Besides the fact is,
pay him then block his number because I don't owe. He owes me when I block his number. So I wanted to just make clear that sometimes you have to administer a little tough love as a mentor. And that's what it sounds like we have here. And secondly, you need to recognize what he's done for you and how he changed your life. You got to give him more respect than no call, no shows. Give him the dignity of a lie. I guess that's what I'm saying. Let him keep his dignity. You just no show, no call, or the man that has done a lot for your life, that's not nice. And so I'm going to dismiss your claim, but sir, I'm just going to reward you or award you the $280 that he admits to owing. So you guys are not too far apart in your relationship, and that's good to hear. He admits that he owes you. He's going to be able to pay you real soon. In fact, it better be in the next 30 days. That's my order. Have a good day. Judgment from the play. Take care.
I hope we can put this past this and still be friends.
yes, sir. We'll still be friends. I promise you that.
All right.